voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty, breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. We're claiming our land, yeah.
I hate this show. Oh my goodness. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Are You Smarter Than a Politician? This is the political cage match where bold solutions win and bad ideas get wrecked. Tonight, we're stepping into freedom in a purple battleground where power flips, tensions rise, and your rights hang in the balance. From central banking and runaway debt to war powers and global alliances, from surveillance and censorship to gun rights, immigration, and executive overreach. Three notable political minds from Virginia step into the arena to defend their answers. Does division protect liberty or slowly erode it? Let's find out tonight who is smarter than a politician. Joining us, returning champion, Travis Wells. You can follow him on X at Liberty_Extreme. He's got a podcast, which we didn't put on the slide, so I'll let him tell you about that. How are you tonight, Travis?
Brother, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be back. I'm going for the third W tonight. Yeah, so I'm just tickled to be here. What's up, chat? I haven't seen Scientific yet. We got to get a hold of him. But yeah, my podcast is the Great Object Podcast. We're basically focusing on Second Amendment history and rights and why the gun rights are so important. Mostly focusing on Patrick Henry's great object quote, "The great object is that every man be armed."
Awesome. When are you releasing those?
The first episode's already up. I am working on the second episode currently with research that's going to be with your girlfriend Amity there, and we're going to be talking about the Carroll County courthouse shootout.
Excellent. Sounds good. Speaking of Amity, Amity is a three-time champion. She is the deputy secretary of LP Florida, newly elected, and she's a libertarian political activist. She does spaces, and you can find her on X at Amity Lee 13. Nice to finally meet you, Amity. How are you tonight? Oh boy, we lost her already. It's over. The whole show's over. Good night, everybody.
Why did you do that? Okay, what? Hi everybody. Hi chat. I'm looking forward to doing this with Travis and Dave, good friends from Virginia. I was born and raised there, and so we're talking about Virginia tonight. And Travis thinks he's going to win again. Well, I am planning on making this my fourth time winning, so I plan to be undefeated. Love you, chat.
All right. That went smoothly. So last but not least, Dave Crance. He's been on once before. He's a candidate for the Virginia House of Delegates. His campaign website is dave4va.com. And he's also part of growing LP Nova, lpnova.org. And you can follow him on X at Dave Crance. How are you tonight, Dave? Welcome back.
Doing well, and good to see you also. That's a great entrance before. Doing well, Free. It's good to be back. Good to be on the show. You got me up against your heavy hitters tonight, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
You come from a tough state, apparently, so that's on you. That's not on me.
We'll see. I'm bringing that Northern Virginia part of it into the room, though, so we'll see how that goes over with the audience.
And tell us about your campaign.
Campaign's wrapped up for the last cycle. We do every 2 years for delegates here in Virginia with it. Second time running, first time around, broke through 20% in a two-person race against a Democrat challenger. This time around, the Republicans did run a line item candidate against me, so it dropped me down to just around 4% with it. Was hoping to do better on that one, was hoping to get closer to 8 to 10%, but the anti-Trump sentiment combined with the shutdown, especially in Northern Virginia, really panicked people, as usual, the most important election ever with it. So now I get a break. Next campaign will really be starting back up in 27 with it, and accepted the role of convention as chair of LP Nova, our affiliate up here over Fairfax, Arlington, Loudoun counties, all the ones you hear about in the news, and focusing on that this year and growing the membership.
And you're going to be at the convention. We're going to be at the convention. Tell us a little bit about the LP Virginia convention that's coming up this weekend.
Got to come up this weekend on Saturday. You still have time to register. On Facebook, you can look us up at LP Nova. On Twitter at LP Nova. Go to lpnova.org and click on our events site. And we have the state sites links on all those channels with it. So for a lot of our people in Virginia, if communication has lagged, or if you've kind of lagged, but you still have a national membership, I would ask that you still take a look. We're going to be in Waynesboro, Virginia this Saturday with it. There's still time to register, and worst comes to worst, just show up before 9 a.m. so we can get you credentialed and get you on the floor down there. But, you know, we need a large turnout to really make sure that we're hearing all of our voices here in the Commonwealth.
Excellent.
If you have any questions, contact me. Anybody at all about convention, how to get there, what we're doing, reach out to me. I'm all for more people with it.
Excellent. Yeah, and we're going to be there. We're doing the show live on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. You're going to be a contestant. You know, you're doing Casey duty where you're going to be on twice in the same week. And so you know, we're really looking forward to that.
I appreciate all y'all been doing for all of our conventions nationwide, number one, and especially throwing in the effort here for us in Virginia with it. Thanks for pumping it up. Thanks for getting the information out, and just keep doing what y'all are doing here. It's really helpful to the movement.
Thank you. Last but not least, our lovely producer, Terry Batts. How are you tonight, Terry?
I am battling dog duty. How are you doing?
Like duty or duty?
Both. DOOTY. No. Yeah, both. I'm ready to go. Let's get this show going and have some fun out there, chat. Let's do this.
Excellent. And you can follow Terry and I on X. I am at Smarter Game Show. She is Bats T76. And a quick shout out to all my new friends from HBO that are joining us. So hope to see you in the chat. Our gear is available on freedomsuperstore.com. I am wearing the Make Anarchy Great Again shirt. We have shirts and mugs. We will have shorts available on YouTube at Freedom Uncut. And we mentioned the conventions. We've done 3. We've got 3 more state ones in the national convention. Virginia this weekend, then North Carolina in March, Texas in April, and the national convention in May. And, you know, come meet fellow freedom lovers, watch the show live, and see contestants put to the test. And if you want real change, join your state party, become a delegate, help shape the national convention. Don't just talk about liberty, live it. And I became a delegate this weekend myself. And even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I'll see y'all at the national convention for the show, and I will be on the floor as a delegate as well. So thanks, Terry. Your encouragement just is so helpful. Also, thank you to all of our subscribers. We've got 2 on the screen tonight, Dave and Amity. Terry's a subscriber. Ocean Blue, Shirley, Dr. Belay and Lisa, Dan, Chris, Casey, Jake, Phil, Jacob with the Biblical Anarchy podcast. Jake Dave's got the If by Whiskey podcast, and Rob, Papa B, and Lars Mapstead. Appreciate y'all. You can subscribe to us on X. And if you want to sponsor the show, email studio@freedomuncut.com. And let's jump in the chat and see who is here. Evan McMahon, who was on the show last weekend and is running for LP chair, is here. Welcome, Evan.
My new bestie.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with him this weekend, and Stephen DeCayla, and we had a great time this weekend. Tubb was there, Beth Johnson, just so many friends there. It was such a great time. Ray's here. What's up, Ray? Mike's here. What's up, Mike? There's Jake. There's Dan. And a spot on the main show. Nice. What's up, Waz? Welcome, buddy. Mayor's here. What's up? There's Casey. I don't know. He's laughing at me. I always know he's laughing at me, whatever it is. Chris is here. What's up, Chris? 200 to Amity for losing it from the jump. Yeah, that was just opening lap. He went right into the first corner wall there. Stephanie's here. Welcome. 100 points for any player who talks smack about Trump's pat on the back.
I don't know what that is, but I'll always talk smack about Trump.
Yeah. Dave's already talked half the show away with his introduction. Ignore the wrong name commentary. I don't know what that's about. Ian's here. What's up, Ian? And there's the lovely OB. Always great to see you, OB. All right, let's jump into it here. Please share this out. We've been having terrible problems with the X algorithm. So if you can share this out, like when we were completely shut down last week, our friends got it out to 1,500 people, which I thought was like the most amazing thing. Really appreciate you guys. You guys make this show awesome. Also wanted to talk about, we're so excited about this. Terry and I are hosting a live 3-hour extravaganza supporting You Are the Power. Our buddy Spike Cohen takes on a gauntlet of formidable friends with plenty of surprise, chaos, and laughs, all for an amazing cause. So join us March 6th. It's a little earlier. It's going to be on 7 p.m. Eastern on March 6th. First, we reinvented political game shows. Then we reinvented political debates. Now we're reinventing fundraisers, big guests, real impact, one powerful cause. Let's see who our next 4 challengers are. Jeff Charles and Donnie Anthony, and then Larry Sharp. And the 4th one there, I think, is Lars that was revealed this week. So that's 4 more. So 8 of the 12 have been revealed. So stay tuned to see who else is up. So really looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll raise a lot of money for them. All right. So the grand prize tonight, since Trump ruined peace prizes, we made our own, the Are You Smarter Than a Peace Prize. We also have on our prize shelf Mike Johnson's signature cologne Swamp Ass, as well as the Ayn Rand Fountainhead teddy bear. We also have the home edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician, the assortment of libertarian bobbleheads, and we have the ICE training kit, everything you need to know in 30 minutes training to become an ICE agent, including the honorary GED degree and the fake mustaches to disguise yourself. We also have the Drone Wars game, Empire Overkill, Endless Wars, collect resources, topple regimes. And if you're feeling a little foggy like I am tonight, we have Trump's signature orange mush anti-dementia formula. I'm sure like Biden a couple State of the Unions ago, he'll be popping all these before he gets up there. He's going to be yelling at Massey and talking about bombing 12 countries or whatever he's going to do. So we got that. We also have the inaction figures if you want your action figures to do absolutely nothing. And Travis said he was going to take this last time and then reneged. So here we are. It's almost March. And we still have this crappy Trump nativity set. So somebody please take this. It's ugly. There was a tariff on it. We just want to get rid of it. And of course, we have the Lego Killdozer because nobody talks about the Killdozer more than me and Casey do. Rules are, I am the government. Whatever I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares. The rules are, they got one debate, one filibuster, veto, tariff. They could redistribute an answer. And everybody starts off with negative 500 points because the government gets paid first. Here's how scoring works. The chat controls the score, give or take up to 100 points from the contestants. And because I am the government and I believe in crony capitalism, subscribers can give or take up to 200 points because they pay me, so they matter more. Nuking scores. Any former contestant, and I see a bunch of them in the chat, any former contestant can nuke a score, taking it down by 1,000 points. The twist is somebody can only be nuked one time, so use it wisely, and it's got to be for a good reason. Lightning round. So I'll put Terry in the back. She controls the chat and the scoring, so make her life
Terry.
extremely difficult. Thank you, Terry. All right. Travis, to you. The category is economy, inflation, and central banking. Should the Federal Reserve be abolished?
We should burn that building down. We should put about 100 different 105 artillery shells into the ashes, and then we should salt the ground so nothing could ever grow there again. And it needs to be remembered as a no-go zone, like Chernobyl or something.
So you're a maybe on that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. It was unclear. All right. Amity, to you. Is inflation a hidden tax on the middle class and the poor?
Oh, absolutely. The middle class and the poor tend to have fixed incomes, fixed wages, and they don't tend to have as many assets that grow with inflation, like investments and what have you. So I think the middle class and the poor definitely feel it more. So tariffs are tax, and they cause inflation, and the middle class and the poor definitely suffer more.
All right. Dave, to you. Should interest rates be set by markets instead of central bankers?
Absolutely. The market should determine what we're going to lend to and what rates are going to be charged. It shouldn't be set by a central bank. We shouldn't even have a central bank out there.
All right. Travis, back to you. The category is taxes and fiscal structure. Should income tax be replaced with a national consumption tax? You're muted now, Travis.
Okay, so that's minus 100 points for being muted.
Casey saw you. Casey saw you, I guarantee.
I bet. No, taxation is theft. Absolutely not. It should be taken aback. It should be abolished and replaced by nothing.
If you had to choose between the two, which would you pick?
National consumption tax, because then it's even for everyone.
Okay. All right. Amity, to you. Should the IRS be banned from garnishing wages without a jury trial?
Absolutely. Get a warrant. The Constitution protects us from illegal seizure, which is the Fourth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment protects property rights. The Sixth and Seventh Amendment gives us the right to trial by jury, whether it's criminal or civil. And so, the IRS shouldn't be immune from that. We have property rights, and the government shouldn't be able to just come and seize what they want.
All right. Dave, to you. Is taxing capital gains at a lower rate than income defensible?
There's no taxation that's defensible. I mean, it just shouldn't even exist. Picking between winners and losers, capital gains, you made money, we can tax more, bracket taxes, just shouldn't exist at all. So, no.
Okay. Travis, back to you. The category is corporate welfare and cronyism. Is corporatism more dangerous than socialism?
That's a damn good question, man. Socialism is dangerous because it creates shortages, and the only way to actually maintain socialism over any time is to price fix, which creates shortages, and then everybody starves. Whereas corporatism, they take way more than they need, but really nobody's starving right now. So it's difficult. I mean, both suck. I mean, go back to Thomas Sowell. He said there's no such thing as solutions, only trade-offs. So I would say, I'd have to go with corporatism, but only just.
All right. I'm glad I made you squirm for once there, Professor. I like to call Travis the Appalachian Professor, and I made him squirm a little bit there. Amity, to you. Should all corporate subsidies and bailouts be banned?
Absolutely. Subsidies and bailouts just cause the government to pick winners and losers, and the winners are usually their friends and the well-connected.
Excellent. Dave, to you. Should politicians be banned from trading individual stocks?
If the politician is in a position to control it, I would think at the federal level, absolutely. State level, quite possibly. Once you get down to the local levels, I'm not sure that a politician could influence it. So I'm not going to say that soil and water gals shouldn't be able to trade our stocks on their 401k. But if you're in a position to influence it, absolutely.
So no for the dog catcher, right?
Right.
Excellent.
Give him a chance.
But if he makes $250 million like Pelosi, we might revisit it. Travis, to you. Category is federal budget and debt. Should the Constitution require a balanced budget every year?
Well, yes, but the Constitution has no authority of its own. It's just a piece of paper. What matters is what we enforce upon the government, because really all it was is a list of laws that the government have to abide that we gave them, and they ignore them every single day. So it's either we're the problem for not enforcing it, or the Constitution is the problem and it has no authority of its own. Back to what Lysander Spooner said. Of course, everybody knows I'm very proud of my Confederate heritage, and the Confederate Constitution tried to enforce a balanced budget, but we know how that went. So
I haven't gotten to that page in the book, so don't spoil it for me, okay? Amity, to you. Should earmarks and omnibus bills be banned permanently?
Oh, 100%. There should not be any pork spending in these bills. We need single issue bills. We don't need these big, bloated, nasty things that they push through and nobody knows what's in them except for the very few people like Thomas Massey and Rand Paul that read them. To quote Thomas Massey, why not put that shit on the floor one at a time? Single issue bills only.
All right. Even Amity's swearing tonight. Here we go. Dave, to you. Should debt repayment take priority over all new spending?
Absolutely. I mean, all we're doing is increasing the burden upon our children, our grandchildren, the future of America. Right now, we should be balancing out and trying to pay down our debt with it while not increasing taxes and cost with people. We should work within our means of what we got at the federal level, the state level, at the city level, even the dog catcher level.
Shout out to the dog catcher again. Excellent. Travis, to you, category is free markets and regulation. Should all occupational licenses be abolished?
I'm going to answer that with a Ron Swanson quote. As complicated as business should be is, hi, I have some apples. Would you like to buy them? And then that's it.
How about them apples? I like it. All right. Amity, to you. Should small businesses be exempt from federal regulations?
There should be no federal regulations on business, period.
Right.
So yes.
Okay. I followed the yes. That was implied. Dave, to you. Should small businesses be subject to the same corporate taxation as large corporations?
Again, neither should be taxed. I'd like to get away from the whole taxation idea. And I don't think, again, the government should be picking winners and choosers based on who's going to pay what percentage of a tax. And again, I don't even think we should be taxing us with it.
All right. Enter your scores in the chat, and let's see what is going on in the chat. It is hopping. Apparently, the algorithm's working today. All of our friends have joined us. We appreciate that. Lance says Appalachians lead the way. There we go. Third time was the charm there. Lance, you can
you say shuns, and we're going to be like, no.
Yeah, I thought it was you, and I was going to pluralize it, and then I screwed it all up. So Lance, you can give or take up to 100 points if you like their answers. So good times. Welcome, Pod. Maybe Pod. I don't know. Brent's here. What's up, Brent? He's with the Aiming Up podcast and a subscriber. Switching back to Chrome. My eyes are too bad for mobile anymore. I hear that, brother. Forest Mommy's here. Welcome, Forest Mommy. Trump's Board of Peace is robbing us as we speak. That's probably true. He might be going through your drawers right now. The great Ryan Woodcraft of the historic victory in El Paso. This show's going to be huge. 100 to Amity for tolerating me. That's fair. 200 to Travis for going nuclear on the Fed. I thought he was a little ambivalent on what he wanted to do there. I didn't really follow what he was saying. Good times. Excellent. 200 to Amity. Inflation is a tax. Boy. 200 to Travis for the end the Fed layup. 100 to Dave. 200 to Amity. Inflation is the most regressive tax possible. Minus 25 to Travis for not being like 100%. Minus 200 to Travis for being muted. That hurts you a little bit. If that comes back to bite you. Here we go. Another 100 for being muted. Unacceptable. Minus 100 to Travis. Here we go again. But plus 5 for the good answer. Ray's being very nice to you. 100 to Amity for get a warrant. 100 to Amity. 100 to Amity for her rosary, and another 100 for Scott Horton's book. Looks like she's got her little corner all set up. It's much cooler than Scientific's craft corner. I got my rosary here too, by the way. 100 to Amity for calling for jury trials. 200 to Dave, taxation is theft. 100 to Dave. 200 to Travis, awesome soul quote. The great Joe Hanush is here. He was on the show on Friday and from the Florida convention. We love Joe on the show. He's a great contestant and a great friend. 100 to Amity for government shouldn't pick winners and losers. Dave's making good points. Give him points then. Go for it. 100 to Travis. He sure is my favorite. I'm not even going to try to say it this time. Professor. They're just going professor.
Appalachia.
I once it's in my head, it's game over. Like that's how I lost all the.
Well, like Thomas Massey said. He said, if you say Appalachia, I'm gonna throw an apple at you.
Oh, there you go. 200 to Amity for single issue bills. 200 to Travis. The Constitution is a socialist piece of trash, paper with no authority. 200 to Travis for the Spooner reference. I like to call him Spoon Man myself. 100 for the Massey quote. 100 to Amity for the single issue bills. 1,000 to Amity, one issue, one bill. Welcome, Liberty Shamrocker. 100 to Amity for swearing. 200 to Amity for the Massey quote. 100 to Dave for calling out the dog catcher. 200 to Dave paid on the debt. 200 to Amity for bringing 2 tickets to the gun show. Oh boy. 200 to Amity for no regulation on business. Welcome, Rex. 100 to Dave, no taxes and no choosing winners. 100 to Dave. 200 to Dave. Okay, I feel better. Dave is talking like I type. 150 for the solidarity. You don't want to talk like Chris types. He types with his feet sometimes. There he is. There's Cy. We were talking about you, Cy. I'm late, but in my defense, I didn't think they'd start on time. That's 100% factual. Minus 100 for not having Evan's poetry book on the shelf. Right here. I got it right here. Anatomy of a Riot, and it's signed. I'm gonna humble brag here. Mine's signed. So I got it right here. I'm sure it's available on Amazon and stuff, so pick that up. Rooting for him to be the poet laureate of Indiana, which would be cool. Phil Rain is here. What's up? 100 to Amity for having a clean desk. Couldn't be me. Yeah, that's true. My desk looks like a bomb went off right now. 200 to Amity for the Massey debt clock. I missed it the first time. 1,000 to the host for the Spoon Man underrated Soundgarden song. On that note, I don't even have the scoreboard here. Hang on a second. Let's pretend like I'm saying something witty right now while I add the scoreboard to the screen. And I wish you could like press wrong buttons and do the drum roll at the same time, because then it would look like I knew what I was doing. But here we go. Amity in first place, 1,900 points. Dave with 1,150, and muted Travis with 475. Travis, third place. If you can unmute yourself, what do you think so far?
Yeah, I kind of deserve that. I'm a techno-tard at heart, so I earned it. I earned those negative points, and thank you.
Yeah, Casey just broke his keyboard when he pretended like you were muted again. So, Dave, second place. You were in a tight one last time. What do you think so far?
I'm still laughing at the last comment. Nah, it's great to be here, and Amity is running away with the show. I think we got to kind of work as a team here against her.
Yeah, there we go. Amity, first place. You're kind of used to it. What do you think?
Oh, I'm having a blast. I love seeing all my friends in the chat, and let's keep giving those points.
How do I get nuked for not having Evan's book on the desk? I have it literally on the desk. Ray, try to pay attention. I don't say a lot that makes sense, so that one should have landed. All right. Let's get back to it. Travis, back to you. Category is foreign policy and endless wars. Should Congress reclaim sole authority to declare war?
Well, they tried to do that with the War Powers Act in 1973, and I mean, look how that went. So really, if the corporations want something, if Israel wants something, they're going to get it. And until we get our sovereignty back, this is a moot conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy times. Amity, to you, is perpetual war a business model in America?
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, in Virginia, there's two major industries, the military industrial complex and the government industrial complex, whether you're in Northern Virginia or on the coast in Norfolk and Virginia Beach. You cannot get into a federal office from Virginia if you don't support the military industrial complex. I briefly tried to infiltrate the GOP with liberty ideals after the 2024 election, and I quickly realized that the establishment GOP wants nothing to do with liberty. All they care about is lining the pockets of the shipbuilders and the submarine builders and everyone in the federal government. So unfortunately, yes, it is a business model in the US, especially here in Virginia or there in Virginia.
Oh, if you were waiting for Amity to make an unforced error, her dabbling in MAGA might have been it. So you might be a lifeline to the rest of you guys.
Lesson learned.
Dave, to you. Should the U.S. close all overseas military bases?
I'm a big believer in that. I mean, I think that if a nation wants our support, there's no problem with that. But I do believe we do not need a footprint any longer in this day and age in every single nation in the world. We constantly get, well, basically we're talking about, we get the defense industry, we get everybody pushing that we need to have troops here, troops there. It's not 1942. We're not going to spend months sailing soldiers. We have rockets, we have bombers, we have planes. It's time we get away from this fictional need of having troops in every nation in the world. It's beyond time. Yes.
All right. Travis, to you, the category is NATO, alliances, and global commitments. Should the U.S. withdraw from NATO?
Absolutely. We should have withdrawn from NATO as soon as the wall came down. That was the only reason it existed to begin with. Communism died in 91, so why should we keep doing the whole NATO thing? Because that was the entire purpose of NATO, was to fight the USSR, and we won. So NATO shouldn't even exist, let alone us be a part of it if it does.
Yeah, we wanted to be the biggest socialist country in the world, and here we are. So, all right, Amity, to you. Should military alliances require voter approval every 4 years?
I think that would be a positive compromise to what we have now, but I agree with Travis. We shouldn't be in NATO at all. It was formed to have a coalition against the Soviet Union, and when the Berlin Wall came down, we should have pulled out. It should have been disbanded.
All right. Dave, to you. Should America leave the United Nations?
I've never given that one any thought. I don't see a need to leave the United Nations. I see a need to make it clear that the United Nations is not going to tell us what we're going to do with our money or our troops with it. I just don't think we should be ruled by anybody else.
Excellent. Travis, back to you. The category is war powers and executive authority. Should presidents lose authority to launch undeclared war operations?
In most cases, yes, but like if you go back to the Barbary Wars, like with Thomas Jefferson, we never properly declared war on them. They were actually pirates in the Mediterranean taking out our mercantile vessels, and we needed to respond. We needed to respond yesterday to that, but. Are you asking if we should be able to go to war with Iran without Congress declaring war? Absolutely fucking not. The president has way too much power, way too much leeway with that. And if somebody's attacking us, but if we just don't like that somebody has a certain thing, we shouldn't be even getting remotely involved in that. Let Israel fight their own fucking wars for a chance.
I knew I'd get a yes, but out of you there. I give myself points on that. Amity, to you. Should soldiers have the right to refuse immoral orders?
Yeah. Just following orders is not an excuse to violate your own conscience. I think moral law supersedes military hierarchy. If you're in the military and you're told to kill innocent people, including genocide, you should be able to refuse. And, if you think that that's going to happen, seeing what the military is doing today, I would just suggest not joining. I hate to say that. I love veterans, but I hate the military, what they're doing overseas and around the world in these unjust wars.
Yeah, I love the Lars quote about the best thing we can do for our veterans is not make more veterans. So,
amen.
Dave, you. Should regime change be treated as an act of war requiring a declaration?
Absolutely. How are we going to change a regime without interfering with another nation? We need to get out of other nations' business. Everything streams from that. We need to quit funding other nations' wars. And I don't care whether it's Ukraine, whether it's slaughtering people in Palestine, it needs to come to an end. We need to focus on what America needs, our own nation, and not be interfering in other people's lives and basically slaughtering people worldwide or paying for it to be done. That one I'll go on too long, yeah.
All right. I like that you had the foreign flair on regime. That was good. I like that. Travis, to you. Category is immigration and border security. Should states control immigration enforcement within their borders?
This is where I'm going to lose points. Yes, I think we should deport so many people that I never have to press one for English again, because it breaks down the social cohesion within that nation, and you end up having a nation of enclaves instead of a nation of citizens.
Okay. Amity, to you. Should ICE be abolished?
Yeah, absolutely. They're using force that's unnecessary against people who aren't violent. They're detaining people without warrants. So, I think that violent crime should be handled locally. And if someone is found to be illegal in this country and they're a violent criminal, then we can start the deportation process. But ICE as a whole has been an abject failure. I think the better way to handle immigration is to end the welfare state, and less people will come here. And if they have the means to support themselves and they're peaceful people, they should be able to come.
All right. Dave, to you. Should long-term residents who pay taxes be granted legal employment status?
Nobody should be paying taxes, even the illegals. And I'll use that term illegal because if you are working here illegally, you're not paying taxes. What really happens is the federal government makes a profit off of individuals who are unable to work legally. Anybody who's in business can tell you there are dozens of employees whose names come up every single year because their refund doesn't match the Social Security card. And by the time you find that out, they're gone. And who's keeping that money? I think the tax returns alone are $1 billion scheme for the government to make money off of these poor people.
That's probably true. I might even take the over on that one. Travis, to you. Category is civil liberties and free speech. Should hate speech be fully protected under free speech law?
Well, to echo what Ron Paul says, I mean, the entire point of having free speech at all is to protect language that you don't agree with or that the state disagrees with. I don't think hate speech exists because, like, I'm sure my last answer might be considered hate speech, but it's based on a Teddy Roosevelt quote that, hey, you should move here and immigrate and assimilate. Like what Amity said, I agree with. Like, if they move here, they're peaceful, they're willing to become an American without the hyphen. There's no hyphenated American at all. You come here, hey, I'm an American now. I'm going to absorb American values and live American values. Then you should be welcomed at all times on just a basic contract of assimilation. And that would be an in and out process that you could do at Ellis Island or something.
Yeah, we talked about it last night on the space, but a quick side note, you don't realize how much people hate free speech until you're on John Oliver's show on HBO and you read the YouTube comments. Someone wanted to draw and quarter me. Then they talked about if you can't take down the entire platform or deplatform the people, there needs to be more regulations. I mean, they hate free speech. I mean, I was absolutely shocked how much they hate free speech. And I hope they come follow me on X because I have way harsher takes than that for them to wrap their heads around. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, have you met my friends? Amity, to you. Should satire of political leaders be protected no matter how offensive?
No, free speech is absolute. We post satirical content online all the time. Political leaders are not immune from our scrutiny. Cyberbully the government all day, every day. Do it.
Your mouth said no, but your eyes said yes. I think you meant yes there.
What was the question?
Protected.
No,
Protected.
they shouldn't be. No, it shouldn't be protected. Yes, we should do it all day, every day.
Yeah. All right. We'll agree to disagree on that one. Dave, to you.
Wait, what? We disagree?
Well, free speech should be protected no matter how offensive. All right. So maybe I wrote it bad, but I'm still right. All right. Dave,
free
to you.
speech should be protected. The political leaders should not be protected.
Yeah,
from
that's
free
fair.
Speech.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I might have led with the wrong part there. Dave, to you. Should government agencies be banned from contacting media companies about content moderation?
Absolutely. That's another one. I'm sorry. It's another one's not even a question with it. The government should not be interfering on what can be put out to the public or for public consumption. And again, going back to a lot of the free speech comments with it, we got to take a stand whether we agree with something or not, that there is a right for us to see it, whether we want to or not. And we've all got to stand on that.
Totally agree. Travis, to you. Oh, no, enter scores. The chat is hopping. Let's jump in the chat and see what is going on here. Points to Amity for the debt clock. That was funny, Travis. Points for the joke. Freeze forgotten the scoreboard like 3 shows in a row. 200 to Amity for whatever he forgets in real life. That's absolutely fair. 100 to Travis for the self-deprecation. Welcome, thief. 100 for the Virginia military attack. 200 to Travis for throwing shade on our greatest ally. How dare you? Is it possible to award 400? You just have to do it twice. 100 to Travis. Corporations and special interests win whenever they want war. Points to Amity, war is profitable to every state. Yeah, I think they do that on purpose. Points to Amity for war being a business model. Points to Amity for trying to infiltrate a lost cause. Or no, minus points to Amity for trying to infiltrate a lost cause. Yeah, I thought that hurt you a little bit. Points to Amity to try and infiltrate the MAGA goofs. Points to Amity for recognizing that the MAGA machine cannot be swayed. Points to Dave for bringing our military home. Points to Dave for the Sean Connery beard. It's very nice. Points to Dave for the based answer. Points to Travis, no need for NATO. Points to Travis. 1 point to Travis for going after the USSR. How dare you? Points to Amity for putting what? Wait, hold on. Minus 100 to Dave for staying in the UN. Pulling. Yeah, this is going south really quickly. Minus to Dave, get the U.S. out of the U. Let's just go close on Amity here. Minus to Dave for getting the U.S. out of the UN. Minus to Dave for not wanting to leave the UN. It's been a failed experiment after seeing it cannot even stop the genocide in Gaza. The squirm camp. Terry's ganging up on you too now.
I hate this show.
Points to Dave for the UN. Minus to Travis for yes, but all right, I'll give you a break here. Minus to Amity for having the worst beard on the panel. Let's go close and check that again. Yeah, you do have the worst beard. Points to Travis for war. Grumpy Gnome is here. Check out his show on Sundays, Mondays, and maybe other days. 100 to Amity. I love veterans, but hate the military. 1,000,000 to Amity for hating the military. Minus 100 to Travis. We are a melting pot. I'm with you there, Ray. Minus 100 to Travis for removing the hot single Latinas from my area. 100 to Amity for abolish ICE. 100 to Dave for the Royale with cheese regime change accent. 100 to Amity on the automatic yes on abolish ICE. 100 to Amity for wanting peaceful people to be unmolested by the government. 100 to Amity for immigration. Minus 100 to Travis for same. 100 to Dave. Nobody should need to pay taxes. 200 to Dave for calling out legal versus illegal workers. 100 to Dave for no one else should be paying taxes. 100 to Travis, even though it was close with hesitation. 100 to Travis, hate speech doesn't exist. And then Pam Bondi censored the rest of it. 100 to Travis, come on in and assimilate. 100 to Travis for mentioning Ellis Island immigration. Dee's here. Follow that Liberty lady. She does amazing VA work if you need it. And 100 to Free for spending 16 hours a day on Twitter, apparently. Fake news. I'm not even going to talk about the BBC. The media's going after me. 100 to Amity for cyberbullying the government. 200 to Amity for cyberbullying the government. 100 to Amity by saying yes and no in the same answer. Free speech is absolute. Points to Amity. Points to Amity for the cam. You got points for the squirm cam there. That's a nice little bonus for you there. Yeah, this is getting a little out of hand. We've got Amity 3,300, Dave 2,317, and anti-immigration and muted Travis at 1476.
I'm not anti-immigration. I just want you to become an American.
It's unfair.
You're not turning this into Bangladesh, Saddam Salim.
Travis, in your defense, you probably can't find the one button on your phone. So, I mean, that might be part of the problem too. So.
That's probably it too, yeah.
All right. Travis, back to you. The category is drug policy and over-criminalization. This is sponsored by Zoom Beyond Shrooms. Check out their website at xumtrip.com. Travis, should all nonviolent drug crimes be decriminalized?
Absolutely, 100%. What you do to your body is your business alone. If I go out here and eat so much McDonald's that my heart explodes, then that's my fault, not McDonald's fault. I need to go eat a salad instead. same thing goes with meth.
Meth and salad. That's an interesting combo meal right there. Amity, to you, should only crimes with victims be punished?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, when victimless crimes are punished, it actually hurts the poor more. The well-connected can buy their way out. They can hire expensive lawyers. They can make deals with their friends that are in the judicial system. And the poor tend to take deals because they're afraid that, you know, if they do a trial by jury, they'll get more sentencing. So they'll take a lesser trial or a lesser sentence, and then they lose their livelihoods. Their families are hurt. And for what? The only victim was what? The state? You know, if there's no victim, then there should be no crime. Whatever you want to put in your body or do with your life, if it's peaceful and doesn't hurt anyone else, then that's your decision and you live with the consequences, but the consequences should not be punishment by the state.
All right. Dave, to you, should mandatory minimum sentences be abolished?
Yes, absolutely. Setting mandatory minimum sentences, it takes out the ability of a judge to make a decision based on the merits of the case and the environment of the case with it. I don't believe we should have mandatory minimum sentences for anything. I wish we had fewer sentences for most crimes in this nation.
100% with you there. Travis, back to you. Category is criminal justice and policing. Should qualified immunity be abolished?
I think so, but I also think that we need a way to shield like our good police officers from frivolous lawsuits. We did get rid of qualified immunity here in Virginia. It has to be applied after the fact in court, which is, I think, a net positive, but our police are usually really good people anyway, so there's really not been a big change. The police here, they're only going to screw with you if you're actually a danger to somebody, and I think that's the way it should be. But out in the cities where the police are straight up assholes that will beat somebody to death just because they're black, we should definitely get rid of qualified immunity for them, especially the Lon Horiuchis of the world, the ones that'll shoot a woman holding her baby. But like he got off on that on qualified immunity, and it's just grossly abused. On paper, it's supposed to be a positive thing, but it's just grossly abused. It lets violent thugs kill women holding their babies.
Yeah, get your own insurance like they make the craftsmen do. Amity, to you, should no-knock raids be banned nationwide?
100%. This is a very dangerous practice, not only for the police who don't know what's on the other side of the door, but for the people on the other side of the door. You know, if I'm laying in bed asleep and someone bashes through my door, that person might end up with a bullet where they don't want it, you know? I mean, and it's just very dangerous. If they have a valid warrant, knock on the door or wait till the person comes out of their house, verify their identity, and take them into custody if that's what needs to happen. But no-knock raids are super dangerous. We've seen it time and time again. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor, Amir Locke, Duncan Lemp, so many others. You know, it's just a practice that shouldn't happen. And it's violent police thugs on a power trip who want to break down doors and manhandle people. And it should definitely not be allowed. End it. Period.
I thought you were going to go for the Sally Fields moment there, but that was a great answer. Dave, to you. Should civil asset forfeiture be illegal, period?
Period. It shouldn't happen. We shouldn't give the government ability to take people's stuff. We shouldn't be taking people's stuff. Sorry, I'm getting the easy answers.
That was a good answer. Travis, to you. Category is surveillance and digital privacy. Should the Patriot Act be fully repealed?
Yes, and we should set it on fire and have a cookout over the pages as they burn and float away into the wind.
Excellent. So you're a yes on that. Let me just clarify. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Amity, to you, should facial recognition be illegal in public spaces?
Yeah, that's a violation of privacy and individual consent. You can't consent if the government has a camera out in public.
Totally agree. Dave, to you, should the government need a warrant to access your internet history?
The government should need a warrant to do anything, and half the time I don't think the government should even have a right to involve in our personal affairs, our personal history with it. I mean, if we're going to have a law and they should definitely have to have a warrant. I don't even think at that stage they should be allowed to unless a crime's obviously been committed somewhere.
Absolutely. Travis, to you, category is intelligence community oversight. Should the FISA court be abolished?
Yes. I think we should also make it a mandatory civic study of FISA, because that on paper sounds like a really good program to have on paper. I said on paper twice, so minus 100 to me. But yeah, so anyway, FISA, it was supposed to allow people to be tracked down as terrorists if there's credible evidence. But what they did is they used it on a sitting U.S. president. Now, I don't like that sitting U.S. president, but he's still an American citizen. And American citizens have due process. And FISA was just weaponized almost as soon as it was off the presses. As soon as the ink was dry on the paper, they started breaking the law with it. So all it is just a way to steer around the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. And just like all your other rights, they've been slaughtered.
Facts. Amity, to you, should intelligence agencies face criminal penalties for abusing surveillance powers?
Yeah. I mean, what do we hear all the time from our government officials? No one is above the law. So they can take that one and put it in their pipe and smoke it.
All right.
Apparently, child abusers are above the law.
Just elite ones, just for the record, just the elite ones. Dave, to you, should citizens be notified when they've been secretly surveilled?
Citizens shouldn't be secretly surveilled. I don't see a notification for it because it just shouldn't happen in the first case. Again, unless there is an obvious crime that's done harm to somebody who's reporting it, why would you be surveilling us? We've lost everything. Going back to the Patriot Act, they've got us constantly to a point where they've used fear to get us to give up so many of our rights. I mean, this goes back to even law enforcement cameras at this point. I know everybody believes in them now. They've used that fear to get those cameras installed on every car, every officer, every street corner, every building you walk into. We're monitored. It needs to stop.
Absolutely. Travis, to you, category is gun rights and the Second Amendment. Should background checks be abolished?
Yes, but only because they don't do any good anyway. If we had a way of telling, oh, this person's on SSRIs and is going to go off on a school, then that would be cool. But first-time offenders don't show up on background checks. So, I've passed every background check and NICS check that we have. We even have an extra NICS check here in Virginia, and I've passed all of those, So where I've never committed a gun crime, even if I intend to in the future, which I don't, Saddam Salim. I know I keep name dropping him, but he really rose me the wrong way. But anyway, background checks aren't valuable. They don't tell you that this person's going to be dangerous. The thing that we need to do is abolish background checks and make sure every single school has armed security guards ready to drop these just demons that are attacking them as soon as they show even the slightest sign of aggression. Leaving these kids unguarded, I think, is worse than anything you could propose.
All right. Amity, should red flag laws be declared unconstitutional?
All gun laws are infringements. Period. End of story. We should have no gun laws. It is a natural right for a human being to be able to defend themselves. Whatever tool they choose to use to defend themselves, they should be able to use it.
Totally agree. Dave, to you. Should citizens be allowed to own military grade weapons?
If the citizen can afford it. Look, what the original Patriots had after the Revolution, Washington, all them were military grade weapons. They might have been muskets back then, but they were military grade weapons. The right to bear arms was not granted to protect us from the deer or the rabbits. It was granted to protect us from our own government by people who had just gone through protecting themselves from our own government. So there's your answer.
Absolutely. Travis, to you. Travis, to you, category is executive power and bureaucracy. Should executive orders expire after 90 days unless approved by Congress?
100%. But I'd also like to say my weapons are way better than military grade. Okay. Like, you show up here uninvited, you're probably going to get removed from the wall with a pressure washer. But as far as the executive orders, though, yes, but there's a loophole in the executive orders. They can do something that is blatantly unconstitutional, blatantly illegal, and they get to do it for 6 months. And then the Supreme Court's going to look at it, be like, oh, that's wrong, that's illegal. And then they keep doing it anyway, because like with these stupid freaking tariffs, like their argument is, oh, we've already done it, so to undo it is going to cause way more damage, right? So that's stupid. So the president gets to, even if the Supreme Court strikes it down, the president gets to break the law for 6 months at a time. That's ridiculous. Like, if I break the law, if I even go too fast through a red light, they're going to be like, oh, you're going to pay a $500 fine. But the president just randomly gets to break the law for 6 month intervals. Kiss my ass.
All right. Woodcraft always gives me crap whenever I say military grade, and that he says that the lowest bidder and that the lowest quality. So, but you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Can I just jump in? I had to mute myself because I was laughing so hard at Travis at the picture of him power washing some intruder off of his wall.
Yeah. Good times.
Oh boy.
All right. Amity, should unelected bureaucrats face term limits?
Unelected bureaucrats. Well, unelected bureaucrats are basically just employees of the government. I mean, whether they're appointed or they go through the regular jobs process. So I wouldn't say they need term limits. I would say that they, need to keep or lose their job based on their merits. And while we're at it, maybe we should just eliminate a bunch of bureaucracy in our government so that all these bureaucrats can just go back to working in the private sector.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Dave, to you. Should a president be subject to the law both during and after their term?
After their term, definitely. During their term, I can see where that could be abused in certain incidences. So I think, what we have set up currently, if it wasn't being abused with impeachment processes, everything else was originally set up, could have worked. We've ruined it. But again, I don't want 1,000 charges bogging down a president like we're seeing right now with all the lawfare. And I mean, I can't stand the guy in office. Didn't vote for him, didn't help put him there. I put our guy on the ballot. But I don't think you can hold them accountable while they're trying to run a nation, because it would just be abused to no end.
Yeah. Bonus points for voting for Chase Oliver. And another score break. Put your scores in the chat if you've not done so already. The chat is going crazy. No one wants to know why all the Yankees are on the show at once. Virginia is part of the South. You just got the finger from Amity.
We were the capital of the South, my dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
100 for me being on John Oliver's show. That's absolutely fair. 100 to Travis for meth on salad. More points for meth on salad. Amity taking this away. 100. I wish I could give you more for the victimless crime. 100 to Amity. No victim, no crime. 100 to Travis for the 10-piece nuggets with meth sauce, now available at McDonald's for $5 with your choice of soda and fries. Cy gets the emojis in there, which always kills me.
The plot twist is that the reason Szechuan sauce is so popular is because it has meth in it.
Oh boy. 200 to Travis for minimum sentences. Minus 100 to me for being a White Sox fan. Hey, we're 4-0, Ray. Check the standings. We're going to win the preseason. 100 to Dave, no mandatory minimums. 100 to Dave for abolishing mandatory minimum sentences like System of a Down. Yep, I love that. I agree with Cy. 100 for nuggets and meth. Points to Travis and qualified immunity. Minus 50 to Travis. We need to stop qualified immunity. I feel like that's what he said. I feel like that's what he said. The score is the score, you know. Points to Travis and qualified immunity. Yeah, remember John Hurley. There's another one with the no-knock warrants. Knock 100 to Amity. Was I supposed to say who's there? I don't know how this works. 200 for mentioning Taylor and Lemp. They were murdered by the state, and we aren't angry enough. 100%, Phil. 100 to Amity for Breonna Taylor. 100 to Dave for abolishing mandatory minimum sentences. 200 to Dave and civil asset forfeiture. 100 to Amity for protecting us from flock. 200 to Amity, facial recognition is a violation of privacy. 67 to Amity, kind of weak surveillance answer. 200 to Dave, warrant for every invasion of privacy. 200 to Dave, Patriot Act barbecue. It sounds like a good restaurant. 100 for the cookout of the Patriot Act. I'll bring the ribs. We got a little party going now in the chat. Minus 100 to Travis. Too long didn't read. Glad it happened, or sucks it happened. Points to Travis. FISA weaponized and should be abolished. Rex meant Travis. 100 to Amity. Glad she said pipe. I was so glad she said pipe. 100 to Amity for smoking a pipe. 100 to Amity. Put it in the pipe and smoke it. 100 to Dave. We shouldn't be secretly surveilled. 200 to Amity for no one is above the law. Hi, Shirley. How are you? Minus 100 to Dave. If a court issues a warrant, you should be notified at some point that you were being targeted. I think he was going more for it shouldn't happen in the first place. X is finally fixed. Thousands watching. Yay. 100 to Travis for being crazy and still passing the background check.
Shall not be infringed.
Points to Amity, shall not be infringed. Points to Amity, all gun laws are unnatural. It's a red flag. If Amity didn't get 100 on the red flag answer, that's 100% correct. Points to Amity for all gun laws are infringements. Points to Dave, I want an RPG. Points to Dave, no weapons restriction. Points to Dave for the belated birthday. When was your birthday? Did I miss that?
17th.
No, happy birthday.
By a week. I mean, you didn't even call me, man.
Yeah, I'm terrible at stuff like
Amity?
that. Yeah.
I was celebrating my birthday. Sorry.
I know.
Yeah. Points to Dave for military weapons.
Right?
Yeah. Points to Travis for military grade power washer. I love that. Minus to Amity. It was a trick question. They shouldn't exist. Minus to Dave. No one is above the law. Minus to Dave. If you commit a crime, pay for it. Phil says, as a chemist, meth on pizza is going to be financially helpful. And Confederacy does not equal the South.
Shut up, Nomi.
And let's check the scoreboard here. It's getting a little closer. Amity 4667, Dave 3817, and Travis clawing back 3226. All right, Travis, to you. Category is states' rights and nullification. Should states have the power to nullify federal laws?
I am the world's biggest proponent of nullification. Like, I love that shit. Roll up and smoke. Like, I think whenever these new tyrants, Democrat or Republican, get to office, they should look back upon a sea of yellow anarchists being like, F you, bud. We're not going to listen to you anyway. So, yeah, 100%.
Not to correct you because it was a good answer, but I think it's Mike decentralized, me, then you. That would be my top three right there. But you're
Are you
up
sure
there.
it's not Israel corporations and then the president?
Oh no, we weren't even talking about that. That wasn't the thing. That was not the thing. I don't want to be in that comparison at all. That's just Amity, to you. Should a governor's authority over their state's National Guard units be absolute?
Yeah, they shouldn't be. Well, let's talk about defend the guard. So right now, National Guard troops are being called to overseas duties without a declaration of war. And so what's going on in Virginia, actually last year, Nick Freitas brought legislation to pass Defend the Guard in Virginia. It passed the House by unanimous voting. It was 99-1, but only because the one was absent. And then the Senate struck it down. They didn't pass it through because they're neocons and they love the military industrial complex. But what we all need to do is push for Defend the Guard legislation in our states so that the governors do have absolute power over their troops, and the federal government cannot take them and send them overseas if there's not a declaration of war. And sometimes the governors will allow this to happen. Obviously, they have final say over their military. But if we pass this legislation, then that's an extra step of safety for our troops not to be sent over when they could be at home helping with floods and infrastructure and things that they need to be doing in their own state. And of course, defense, which should be number one.
Dave, to you. Should a state be allowed to secede peacefully?
I'm always going to take a hit on this, but I believe they should be able to.
God
I think
bless
you're
the
in.
South.
I think you're in the majority on that one, with at least with our crowd. So, all right, Travis, to you. Category is localism and parallel systems. Should communities use private arbitration instead of state courts?
That's a damn good question. Either way, you're the problem with private arbitration is it sounds good, but like if you look at the actual details of how private arbitration works, it can often be more corrupt than the state courts, which I know is a brain stretcher to imagine. But there's a single corporation, I forget the name of it, but it was discussed on Ian Carroll. So this single corporation covers it's like over 80% of all private arbitration. So whoever is paying that corporation and whatever is financially beneficial to them, that is what's going to be the result of their arbitration. So either way, you're relying on a human being, and human beings are ultimately corruptible. So I say put it to a jury, and jury nullify the hell out of it.
Yeah, I think it's American Arbitration Association is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah. Yep. Amity, to you. Should counties be allowed to reject federal mandates?
Oh, absolutely. Let me just give you two quick examples from the county that I lived in for several years before I moved down to Florida. Our sheriff, just like every sheriff, is elected to uphold the Constitution. And some take that very seriously. And so when COVID-19 hit, there were mask mandates. There were mandates handed down where you couldn't have more than 10 people at a wedding or a funeral, they had to be outside. Churches were closed down. Our sheriff made it clear that any church or private business that wanted to stay open had the absolute constitutional right to do so. And so he didn't enforce those mandates or those laws. Another example, he and several other sheriffs in Virginia declared resolutions that their counties were 2A sanctuaries. When Governor Northam, who was 2 governors ago, tried to push for gun legislation, many of them banded together and said, absolutely not in our county. Gun laws are infringements. So yeah, counties should absolutely be able to nullify federal laws.
Absolutely. Dave, to you. Should towns be allowed to create their own currencies?
I actually like that idea a lot. But yeah, of course, towns create a currency if they can make it valuable on their own. I think they should be able to. Where they're going to compete.
Yeah, there's been a lot of successful local currencies globally. So I think it's a good idea. And Travis, back to you. The category is education reform. Should the Department of Education be abolished?
Absolutely. Best case scenario, all it's doing is propagandizing our kids. And if you look at the data, the performance of our students has went down since they've existed. So I say, similar to the Federal Reserve, we burn the building down, put a few artillery shells into the soil for good measure, and then salt the earth so nothing else grows there again.
If I ever get elected president, I'm putting you in charge of demo. That's what I learned tonight.
The first thing I'm going to do in that job is I'm going to shell Abraham Lincoln's face off the side of that mountain. We're going to replace it with Jefferson Davis.
Oh boy. And my presidency ends. All right. Amity, to you. Should education funding follow the student?
So I don't think there should be government funding for education at all. I know we don't live in utopia, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. So while we do have funding, then yes, I think it should follow the student, not the systems. I think the systems are bloated with bureaucracy. And ever since the Department of Education was formed 40 years ago, we've seen failing numbers. Administrators' salaries have gone up. Student performance has stayed stagnant, and teachers' salaries have stayed stagnant. So if we're going to fund education, then we should fund the students, and their parents should be able to decide how that is used.
All right. Dave, to you. Should homeschooling require zero government oversight?
Again, yes. If a parent's choosing to educate their children at home, then they should be allowed to educate them how they see fit. I don't believe in forcing people to put our children into government schools. So my answer would be yes, it shouldn't require government oversight for it.
All right. Travis, to you. Category is parental rights. Should parents have absolute authority over their child's medical decisions?
Yes, until they turn 18. And then the child is then an adult per the Constitution, and they should be able to do whatever the heck they want with their bodies after that. But prior to that, they are the ward of their parents. I'm 1,000,000% in favor of parental rights.
All right. Amity, to you. Should CPS be banned from seizing children without due process?
Absolutely. First of all, parental rights fall under property rights. I'm not saying a human being is property, but they have the authority over their children. So, I don't think most people realize that government control over children is a lot of times putting them into a worse situation than what they think they're coming from. If people realize that, then we would have more family and community solutions. And, there's been so many travesties we've heard of, especially on with You Are the Power, Spike Cohen has exposed CPS is weaponized for profit, and a lot of people are having their children taken away when they're not even being abused. So CPS, they're thugs for the most part, and I think that if there's a valid reason, then get a warrant.
Excellent. Dave, to you. Should parents be able to block all government data collection on their children?
Yes. Again, I just don't see why the government has a right to data on my children. I know that every opt-out, I keep my children in public school, and I know that every opt-out form I see, I'm hitting on it, and I'm saying, nope, you don't need this. They're interfering with our lives, with our children. I see no reason for our children to be questioned in school or fill out forms in school or stuff like that.
All right, Travis, back to you. The category is healthcare freedom. Should adults have full autonomy over medical choices?
Absolutely, and they should have certain. I forget the word I'm going for, but certain rights that ensure them a certain amount of information. Because a lot of the times the doctor's going to come in, like with the opioid epidemic, and he's going to be like, this medicine will really help you out. It's not addictive at all. And then 70,000 of my people, the Appalachian people, are dead because of it. And the Sackler family is richer, all because they were told something safe and it wasn't. And now Hollywood likes to call us all meth addicts and drug addicts. And yeah, it's absolutely tragic. But not only should you have full authority, but you should also have a right to full information on what you're putting into your body.
Yep. Amity, to you. Should the FDA lose authority to block experimental treatments?
Absolutely. I think that medical decisions should be between a patient and a doctor. Experimental treatments are used oftentimes when someone has cancer or some life-threatening disease. If they want to try something and they trust their medical professional to give them informed consent and they know the risks, they should be able to try any treatment that they want.
All right, Dave, to you. Should vaccine mandates be permanently banned?
Yes, again, it's the parent's choice. I don't believe in vaccine mandates. I think people will do what's right for their children, generally speaking, with it.
All right. Travis, back to you. The category is food and agriculture. Should small farms be exempt from federal regulations?
For the most part, sure. But we have a lot of agricultural runoff, like farmers using cheap pesticides and things like that. And they'll poison their their neighbors' farms with something that'll actually kill their crops on the other side of the river or something like that. But should the government regulate anything beyond you harming another person? Absolutely not.
Pesticides are maha now. I think you might have missed that. So,
yeah, that was just a typical shit sandwich that the Trump administration keeps eating for some reason. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Yeah. Wait for the Roundup shit coin that they'll release at some point.
Well, the crazy thing is there's plenty of natural predators we could be having against for these pesticides. Like, what is it called? Is it the Chinese mantis? They breed like crazy. So you'll have like thousands of them in your garden, and they don't even eat the plants. They just eat the bugs trying to eat the plants. Like, we could do that easier than glyphosate. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, we could do that way easier.
Oh, bonus points for pronouncing that correctly. Amity, to you. Should raw milk sales be legal nationwide?
Yeah, absolutely. Government prohibition, it shouldn't exist. If someone wants to consume a product, buy it from their neighbor, whatever, they should be able to do that. Regulations hurt small farmers more than corporations. And if Thomas Massey wants to trade raw milk for, peaches with his neighbor, like he said before, then let him do it. The government should stay out of our transactions, period. The free market should decide if raw milk is, harmful, like some say, which I don't believe it is. Then, the free market will work that out. The government doesn't need to step in and tell you what you can and cannot consume in your body.
Absolutely. Dave, to you, should Americans be allowed to grow food anywhere on their property?
Should I be allowed to walk anywhere on my property? It's my property. So we should be able to grow food on our property, build what we want on our property, walk on our property, enjoy our property. I don't see how we're harming anyone else in that process. And anything, I mean, again, seems to give me really easy answers here, or maybe I'm taking it too simply.
All right. Travis, to you. Category is property rights and housing. Should zoning laws be eliminated?
I am YIMBY as absolute fuck. Like whatever you do on your property is your business, as long as you're not harming somebody else, and I mean actual harm, and destroying somebody else's property. You should be able to do whatever the heck you want on it. Like, zoning laws are nonsense.
All right. Amity, to you. Should property taxes be abolished?
Oh, 100%. And property tax. Property tax just means you're renting from the government. You are never really the owner of your property. And it's absolutely ridiculous. The things that property tax funds, such as police, fire and rescue, road maintenance, whatever it is, those things should be funded voluntarily. We don't need to be taxed on the value of our property. It's an unrealized gains tax because it's taxed on the value of something that you have no access to. So, yeah, end it. That's it.
All right. Dave, to you. Should eminent domain be abolished?
100%. The government shouldn't be able to come in and take your property. You shouldn't have states like New Jersey out there saying that we want this amount of our buildings to be for this use to help certain people, and you're going to have to give up your land to make this happen, which we're seeing. We've seen it in multiple different states and jurisdictions. Beyond just, hey, we want to build a highway and your house is in the way, it's moving down to determining the outlook of neighborhoods and communities by coming up with these arbitrary decisions that we want 30% of this, 40% of that, 60% of that, and they're taking people's land, generations of families have worked to build. I mean, it's all wrong. Yes, they shouldn't be able to. It should be done away with immediately.
All right. Travis, to you, the category is election reform. Should ballot access be equal for all parties?
Absolutely. That's the number one way they've kept the two-party system going, is because they'll be like, oh, you got to have 10,000 signatures or $4,000. Yeah. So, and we're all broke. We can't afford to get on the ballot. So it's all these corporations is getting on the ballots instead. It's our greatest ally that seems to be able to raise money faster than it can be printed. But yeah, so ballot access should be very, very even. Or you should do nothing but write-ins, which I think would be cool, because you shouldn't be voting anyway if you don't know who your candidate is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. I like that. Amity, to you. Should ranked choice voting be implemented nationally?
So I'm kind of iffy on ranked choice voting. I know it's pretty popular in libertarian circles. I mean, I guess it would help get libertarian candidates more votes because, you pick your first choice and then you have to pick your second and your third and your fourth, whoever's on the ballot, and you rank them. And then if the first choice doesn't get enough, then they go to the second. So I guess it helps get visibility to more candidates, but I think the biggest problem that we face in balloting is ballot access for third parties. I mean, in Virginia, it's cost prohibitive, it's time consuming. we have to get, in some races, thousands of signatures from registered voters in order to just get on the ballot. And when we cross a threshold and get close to finally gaining, major party status so that we can always be on the ballot, the legislature, which is made up of the duopoly, just changes the law and then makes it, more signatures that we have to raise to get on the ballot. So I know I kind of went off topic there, but I think ballot access is a much bigger issue for libertarians than switching to ranked choice voting.
Do you think so many libertarians would have voted for Trump if we had ranked choice voting?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Just throwing that out there. Might be sleeping on the couch. And Dave, to you. Should mail-in voting be abolished?
Yeah, I think we need to come back to have an election day instead of an election month, sometimes multiple months with it. People are voting in August. Things can happen between August and November with it. The only way we should have absentee voting if you're out of the state for a good cause, but you should have to request that and prove that you're out of state with it. I don't think we should allow mail-in voting where we have very little control over it. And again, I don't think we should have voting running for extended periods of time. Let's get back to having an election day, and that's the day. Show up and vote.
All right. Last three questions. Travis, back to you. The category is agorism and opting out. Should citizens be allowed to opt out of broken federal systems through counter economics?
I think that's the property rights. Citizens should be able to opt out of whatever the hell they want. Like, it's your property, it's your money, it's your wealth. Do whatever the heck you want. Like, in fact, I think the federal government, in my perfect world, which probably will never exist, is the federal government shouldn't even really exist except to settle disputes between the states. The states should have sovereignty over pretty much everything within their borders.
Yeah. Amity, to you. Should income tax withholding be optional?
Oh, yeah, I think it definitely should. Right now, your employer is a collection arm of the government. If you don't send the money throughout the year, you get a penalty when you file your taxes because you didn't pay enough. And if you pay too much and you're expecting a refund, the government has just gotten an interest-free loan on your money for the entire year. It's a broken system that favors the government, of course, because why wouldn't it, right? I think that a relationship between an employee and an employer should be a private relationship of freedom of association and freedom of privacy from the government, and they should definitely stay out of it.
All right. Last question of the night to you, Dave. Should communities run welfare voluntarily instead of federally?
Absolutely, they should with it, and would probably do a much better job, especially when you start talking federally versus state, local level down to the community level. The problem is I've worked for a number of charitable. That's the last question. I'll eat up some time for once. I've worked for a number of charitable organizations, and this goes from my VFW to the Legion to our local homeless shelters. I've been involved in multiple things, and I can tell you the people that volunteer their time to help other people in whatever section it is, those people are passionate about what they do. They're out there to do it, and you need to cut them loose and finance them voluntarily to allow them to really get the job done. Whereas, and I'm not being negative, I'm sure there are well-meaning, good-hearted people in the government somewhere. I haven't met them, but they're there, I'm sure. That's just a job for most of them. It's a 9-to-5 job. It's not taking care of somebody at 10 o'clock at night. So yes, it should be locally handled at the community level, funded at the community level.
All right. Enter your scores in the chat if you've not done so already. Let's jump in the chat one last time. Tell us who you think won. Tell us what you thought of the show tonight. Ray gave points to Amity for her belated birthday. Points to Travis for his answer on nullification. Points to Cy for bringing the heat and the humor. Points to Amity for defend the guard. -4 to Free for all Sox 4 wins in spring training. That's fair. Points to Amity for defend the guard. Points to Amity. Points to Amity. -100 to Dave. No state should be able to leave willy-nilly. Lancaster Libertarians here. What's up, buddy? -67 to Amity. A county should follow the state. Sorry, but not sorry. -100 to Dave. No, we need a national currency. Ray, what are you doing tonight? That was you're all over the board, man.
He's
we
on
need
drugs.
local currency, Ray. Ray's playing like my nemesis tonight.
He's on that meth salad.
Points to Travis. Abolish the
Go
Department
easy.
of
I like
Education.
Ray.
I love Ray. Ray's like my little brother. 67 to Travis for the DOE, even though it's not all about grooming.
6, 7, 6, 7.
200 to Travis for salt the earth with ashes of DOE. -100 to Travis for the Jefferson Davis answer. 100 to everyone. All great answers in this section. Thank you, Mike. Sure would love to be able to answer the education questions. Yeah, Terry's the best on education. Follow her for more information. 100 to Amity on CPS or thugs. Points to Amity, CPS get a warrant. Points to Dave, vaccine mandates should be banned. -100 to Travis, all farms should be unregulated.
Even if they're poisoning their neighbors.
100 for the Maha loves pesticides now. What's up, Free the Mitten? 100 to Amity for the raw milk. If I want my milk raw, I should decide for myself. Points to Dave for the property answer. Points to Amity and property taxes. Points to Amity, no property taxes. Points to Dave, abolish eminent domain. Minus to Amity on ranked choice voting. You are 100% right there, Ray. I'll give you that one, Ray. Minus to Dave, mail is not hurting anybody.
Somebody needs to go get Ray. We need to have a talk with Ray. Like he's on a tear tonight.
He's my bro. Had to step away. 200 to Amity for ballot access. 200 for sleeping on the couch. 100 to Travis for anarchy. 100 to Free for recognizing his mistake and accepting the consequences. Yeah, that might not go well for me. Include the disabled, homebound, and mail-in voting. Good point. Points to Amity. Employer-employee compensation is no business of the government. Points to Dave for local charity. Great show. Thank you, Rex. Amity, you need some posters on your wall there. Here's some points to spend on wall decor, 200. And great show, everyone. No shock, but pretty sure Amity will be the winner, but a fantastic show as usual. Last, -100 to Travis for the 6-7 thing. Love to everyone. What's up, Ian? All right. And yeah, no surprise here, but Amity went end to end, 52-33. Dave second place, 46-17, and Travis 44-93. Travis third place. What'd you think, bud?
Was it ever in question? I'm definitely going to come in third on questions like those. I had a blast though. God, I love this show. It's funny. I enjoy it, every bit of it.
Plug your show and anything else you want to plug.
Yeah. I am the host of the great project. I can't even speak. Damn you, Ray.
Ray's giving you negative points right now. I can see it coming.
Ray, F you. So yeah, I'm the host of the Great Object Podcast. We're going to go into history. We're going to study tyrants, how they rise, how they fall, and how we can make them fall faster. You guys, thanks for the fun time.
You're the best, brother. Appreciate you. Dave, second place. What'd you think?
I think I held well with with the veterans here. So happy with the second place portion of it. Really I mean, these are my people. So I really, really enjoyed being on the show this evening, especially with you and especially with Amity, everybody, you know. So just looking forward to convention next.
Yeah, plug the convention, please.
Thank you. I was looking for. Again, for those joining in late, your Virginia State Libertarian Party's convention is this coming Saturday in Waynesboro, Virginia. There is still time. I mean, there's time up until 8, 9 o'clock that morning to register and join us. If you need more information, you can go to lpnova.org. There will be an events tab. Click on that. We have the state link right there. It'll be the first thing that pops up. You can visit the Libertarian Party in Northern Virginia, LP Nova, Facebook or Twitter. We'll have links there for it. And worst comes to worst, I'm pretty easy to find if you Google or on Twitter at Dave Crance. Just reach out to me. I'll get you the information, but we would love to see a great turnout. We need all of our voices in Virginia. And right now, we need all of us taking a stand more than ever. This is our time. All of us out here. This is our time. It's up to us to finally reach out and take it. Thank you. I appreciate the time there, Free.
Yeah. Amen, brother. I'm with you there. Amity, for the record, I thought all of your answers were amazing. What did you think tonight?
Thanks. Oh, I had a blast. I had so much fun with Travis and Dave. They're, great friends from my home, from the great Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm looking forward to going there this weekend with Free for Are You Smarter Than a Politician Live, and seeing them live, whoever's there in Virginia for the convention. And while Travis and Dave were talking and giving their second and third place speeches, I had to update my bio on my X profile because I am now 4-time champ of the premier online game show, Are You Smarter Than a Politician? So follow me there on X at AmityLee13, where we cyberbully the government daily and hold our politicians accountable.
Congratulations on another win. Let's add Terry
Thank you.
back in here. Terry, what'd you think tonight?
I think I just won a lot of money because I bet she would change it before the even. I think I just won a boatload of money. Thank you, Amity, for sticking to
welcome.
yourself, girl. Thank you very much.
Joke's on you. She changed it before the show.
Hey,
No,
I
I
wouldn't. I would not. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. So, you guys did a great job. I enjoyed it. As always, Travis, I learned history from you. It was much better than what I learned in school. Dave, it was great to see you again, and I will see you this coming Saturday that's Saturday the 24th at 5:30 p.m. And we're going to have Dave back. And Haley Dollar, who is running for, let me double check myself. Yep. Virginia 3rd District for the House of Representatives, Federal House of Representatives, the state of Virginia, and Michael Bartley will also be on there. And looking forward to seeing everybody there via the internet. Wi-Fi.
All right. We got
Wi-Fi
some more
me.
comments. Rex liked it. 4 strong from Chris. Oh, Ray's making up with you. This is good. And all great answers. Great show. Wayne's World. Yes. And 4-time champ. Little love to Amity on that. And yeah, you can follow me and Terry on X. We are at Smarter Game Show. She's Bats T76. You can follow Amity at AmityLee13. Dave Crance is Dave Crance on X, and Travis is Liberty_Extreme. And you can get our gear at freedomsuperstore.com. You can check out the shorts tomorrow at Freedom Uncut on YouTube. Check out all the state conventions. Like Dave said, it's so important to get involved. Be a delegate to national if you can do it. We'll be in Virginia this weekend, North Carolina in March, Texas in April, and then at the National Convention in Grand Rapids in May. And we have the You Are the Power coming up. And that's March 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to all of our subscribers. You can subscribe to us on X. And if you want to sponsor the show, shoot an email to studio@Freedom Uncut. Once again, thanks to the chat. Thanks for getting us all the views and everything and making the show so much fun. And we will catch you Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, live from the Virginia Convention. And hope to see you all there. And peace out, y'all.